going on, everybody? James Ng here. Question to you. Do you want to be in the top 1% in your network marketing company? If you do, put a me in the comments below. Well, today I'm going to start doing a series of trainings on what it actually takes to be in the top 1%, the principles, the philosophies, the systems, the strategies. This is content that's going to be good for any company, regardless of where you're at. And I just want to share things that I've learned in over 15 years of being in this profession. So you might ask, well, James, why should I listen to you? Well, in the 15 years of network marketing, it took me 2.5 years part-time at first to eventually make it to the top 1%. And since then, I've been a top money earner at the very same company with the same products for 13 years. One thing I've noticed is people that I've partnered with, they reach the top 1%. Like it's going to happen. You stay long enough around the campfire. Why? Because success is a system. Success is based on principles. It's not based on luck. It's not based on your pedigree. It's not based on your education or lack thereof. It's not based on your network. It's not based on your talents. I had no talent when I got started, but I learned some systems. I learned some frameworks. I learned some principles that I know that if you pick up and you apply, you too can get into the top 1% of your network marketing company. Now, what is the top 1%? The top 1% I've noticed actually in network marketing is around $1,000 a week. So question to you, who here would like an extra $1,000 a week in your network marketing business? Right? That does a lot. That's transformative. That's for many, that's full-time income. For many, that replaces their job, that replaces their profession. So let me just share a quick story on when I first got into the 1%. I'm going to share with you 3 things on what it actually takes to do that. So I got started in this profession having no skills. I was shy. I was broke. I was nerdy. I really didn't know my butt from my elbow. I was so shy I couldn't even order food at a restaurant. And I say this so to tell you that everything is learnable. So when I finally got introduced to network marketing, I found great mentors. I followed the systems and I started to change. I love the philosophies of Jim Rohn of if you want more, you can become more. I started working harder myself than I did in my job, followed the systems, and part-time started making a little bit of income. Well, it got to the point where I was making around $1,000 a month. And who here knows that sometimes you need life to just hit you to change your desire, right? And that's going to be the same for your team, by the way. You never know when that light bulb moment is going to happen. So for me, I was chilling. I was a full-time student at UC Berkeley. I knew I was going to be a medical doctor. I was doing my thing part-time, making a little bit of money. I didn't need, a mall job. I was going through college. And the life-changing experience happened for me, which is I got my first real job. By the way, what was your first real job? Put that in the comments. Like, I wonder. My first real job I ever got, my big boy job, was I was a store manager at Target. Some of you might know it as Target, but I was in red and khaki. I was in their internship program. I had no experience in that phase ever, but I'm like, let's go give this a shot. I was thinking about post-college, what was I going to do? By the way, network marketing skills translate everywhere. I'm a biology major that used to be shy. I get into one of the most, it's actually a very prestigious internship program. They're the second top internship program in the United States, only second to Deloitte, the consulting firm. So I got into that. I was the only biology major. And at the end, they gave me a job offer, which would have been 6 figures within a couple of years. That experience changed my life because it was the first time I realized, for me, how much I did not want a 9-to-5 job. I remember I would have to clock in. I remember the hour commute there and the hour commute back. I remember the feeling of being infringed on freedoms, on being on someone else's clock. And I said to myself, I want freedom. I want choices. So if you're jotting down notes, one thing I believe is important if you want to be in the top 1% is you must value freedom over the sense of security. If you really want to make serious money in your network marketing business, I'm not knocking on jobs. I believe there's a time and a place. I believe you can run a successful job and a successful business. But if your core philosophy is I want a safe and secure job with benefits, government to take care of me, you're not going to succeed as an entrepreneur, period. So question for yourself, what do you care about more, freedom or security? So I had that experience and I'm like, I need freedom. I need to get out of here. And I remember what happened is in the course of 90 days, I had my full-time job and I put my head down and I said, I am getting out of this job and I'm going to get to the top 1% rank in that company. I don't even know what happened, guys. But in 90 days, I hit the top 1%. I remember the first time I got a comma in my weekly paycheck. And I remember at the end of that, I finished up my internship at Target. The district manager comes up to me and he gives me a job offer. And he was expecting me to say yes. And I remember I looked at him and I said, no. Politely, it was no. In my head, it was, hell no, I'm not going back to here. He was mind blown. He was like, who rejects this? I'm like, I care about freedom way more. And since that day, 13 years ago, I have never had a job. That was the last time I ever clocked in. Some of you, by following this, there will come a time where you never have to clock in again. So what were a couple of those things? All right. Number one, what does it take to be in the top 1%? You need to have a burning desire. It needs to be a decision. We're in a time in life now where we have YouTube University, Instagram University, training upon training upon training. If skill sets were the only thing that mattered, wouldn't everyone be successful in network marketing? Think about it. Some of you were involved back in the day when there was no YouTube and you were building your business. It's like you had to climb the Himalayas, find a guru just to get some secrets, right? Why is it that now, when literally you can look up how to succeed on network marketing, how to go viral on social media, you can find all the skills in the world, and yet the success rate is still the same. If you think skills are the difference maker for you getting to the top 1%, that is not the majority. The majority is it first comes with your own desire. If that makes sense, put makes sense in the comments below. The want must become a need. So I want you to ask yourself this question. Not why do I want to be in the top 1%? Why do I have to be? Why do I have to be? And when I was thinking that question, I said, I have to be for my future family. I have to be because one day when I have a wife, one day when I have kids, I don't want to ever be stuck in a place where I cannot be with my family. Fast forward, literally as we're doing this right now, I'm in that scenario. My son is in the NICU. He had a health scare. Fortunately, he's doing way better. My wife is in the NICU with my son as we speak. I'm so grateful because we have the flexibility and freedom to go back and forth. I'm staying at the NICU overnight every single day. I wouldn't be able to do that if I was still at my job. So why do you have to be in the top 1%? Answer that for yourself. Okay. Number one, burning desire, make that decision. Number two, you must have a system in your business. Where I see people go off, and I've been in this place before, is you might hit a high rank in network marketing. But if you ever see that you hit a high rank and then your income dips and it doesn't come back up, I'm willing to bet you are not system dependent. I'm willing to bet you are leader dependent. You might be a great recruiter. You might be a great salesperson. But if you cannot duplicate that and hand it off to someone else, an average person, then you will always find yourself hiring yourself into a high paid sales job rather than a consistently paid at the top 1% earner. Who here knows you cannot take a rank to the bank? All right, you cannot take a rank to the bank. Your core philosophy cannot be only recognition. I'm talking to myself here. I'll be very real. For a long time, and there's nothing wrong about being recognition driven. For many years in my business, I only wanted the rank. I didn't care if can I be real with you guys? I would buy my title. If I could just pay $1,000 to get $1,000 check and get a title, I'll do that. I don't care about the profit. I just want the cool pin and the cool trophy and the pat on the back. Okay. That's okay. If that's what you want, that's what you want. But if you actually really want to be in the top 1% earner, life changing income, then your focus needs to be how do I build a business that can sustainably generate income? Recognition cannot be the number one thing. Your lifestyle, your want needs to be the number one thing. Put a 100 in the comments if you're feeling this right now. Now, I will tell you, I still love recognition. I will tell you, I will still run to get number one. I will tell you, I'm highly competitive. I think that's great, but don't let it be your number one thing, because if you focus on that, everything else will fall. Okay. So if recognition is not your number one thing, if a lifestyle is your number one thing, what that does mean is that you will adopt systems. You're going to start thinking to yourself, I can't last this. I can't keep recruiting all the time and I can't have this rotating door. I can't just keep on acquiring customers and none of them being recurring customers. I need to figure out a way where I can duplicate myself and have a system and a handbook. I can't be the queen of everything. I can't be the king of everything. I need to be duplicatable at certain levels where the average person, the James Zhang at 19 years old that had no influence, no social media following, no skills, could grab what you're doing and actually generate some type of success. Do you have systems in place? Are you confident in those systems? Does your team implement a system? Eric Warren, network marketing trainer, says a system is something that everyone knows, everyone does, and it works. Everyone knows, everyone does, it works. So you might think of a system, but if it's not duplicating, that's not a system. All right. If you're still with me, put a 2 in the comments. So you need to make a desire. You need to have a burning desire on why you need to be in the top 1%. You need to have systems in place. And it doesn't have to be fancy. Just something that you just duplicate. If you were able to make if you made a sale, if you enrolled somebody, you did it somehow. Just backtrack and reverse engineer the process and you can systematize it. Okay. Number 3, the final part, key part. You need to be obsessed about helping other people get what they want. If you truly want to be in the top 1% consistently and scale it, the best way to do it is by helping your partners win. You must care about your people. Their success must mean a ton to you. You need to look at your newest teammate and be like, we're getting you to win. We're helping you go that first promotion. We're helping you make 500 a month, 1,000 a month, whatever that it is. You need to treat their promotion like it's your own. It's the only way. How do you hit the big top 1% promotion? In our business, the top 1% is called officer. That takes around $10,000 of sales in 1 week in one team, around $20,000 of sales. The best way to do that is if you help 10 people do $2,000 of sales that week. The only way that you're going to do that is if you focus on the people that are deserving of your support. Your focus is on them and you're constantly thinking, how do I help them do better? How do I help them do better? And you know when you can start thinking about this, it's not when you're in the top 1%. It's just a flip of the script. You can do this brand new, by the way. You can do this day one. I started to think this way really when I was making around $500 a month. And I'm like, how do I pass this on? How do I help others as well too? So I hope that makes sense. 3 things you need to be in the top 1%. You need to have burning desire and why you need to be there. You need to have systems that are duplicatable. And you need to obsess about your people's win. Let me end this with a quick story. Every level, this is the same framework, by the way. Now in this phase of our career, we've been super blessed. We're super honored. It's been really cool. Our next level of our business, we have some high ambitions. Okay. I'm navigating in my mind $1 million a month. Like that's in my mind right now in our business. Why? Why not? Okay. So I have a God-sized goal in that. I'm thinking to myself, in order to achieve that, who do I need to help and how do I help them better? What do I need to get really good at? What's the value I need to bring? The download that I got was, James, get really good at getting people to the top 1% in the company. You need to find the leaders. You need to support the leaders. You need to help them break through. You need to find the people like you who were stuck before that needed to get out and want to be in the top 1%. Help the person you once were before. So I started thinking way. I started obsessing about it. It became a burning desire. And then I started thinking about a goal. And the goal came this. There's no math to it, just a download. I'm going to help 100 people get to the top 1% in their network marketing company. I love it. It's in our team, but it doesn't have to. I don't care. If the principles, if the philosophies can help 100 people get to the top 1%, I believe God will bless that. I believe that if you serve the many, then service of the many leads to greatness. So for me, my obsession currently is, who do I need to become? How do I need to help others get to the top 1%? What are the principles? What are the philosophies? How do I help you do that? So I'm now morphing everything that I'm doing every day, and I'm thinking about your win. If you're watching this still right now, that means, by the way, that you have in you what it takes to be in the top 1%. Put 1% in the comments if you're still with me, because you too will be in the 1% if you're not yet, or you too will help a lot of people get to the 1% if not yet as well too. Okay. So that's what I'm thinking. And I already know that's going to get the job done. For you to get to the top 1%, you just take the same principles, plug it into your company, plug it into your comp plan. It's going to do the same thing too. You'll find the way, you'll find the systems, you'll find the people. Desire comes first. All the other stuff comes second. Make the decision, make the commitment, have fun, and we're going to be able to celebrate to the top together. All right, everyone. So, hey, if this encouraged you, by the way, share this with a teammate, tag someone onto this. I put all these replays on my YouTube. You might want to follow that as well too. Weekly, I'll be doing a live like this, top 1% earner coaching. And I'll be dropping a lot of other content as well too. And if there is any feedback, leave it in the comments below. What did you get out of this? It's an honor to be connected with you. And let me know if there's anything on your mind you would like to be answered. You have concerns about, questions, let me know too. I'd love to be able to build future content around that as well too. All right, on that, God bless. Let's crush it.